Yesterday, I saw a charge on my debit card account for $5 to act blue for the Bernie Sanders campaign. This is a charge that I did not commit to. I went to Act Blue thinking that I may have accidentally signed up monthly, and I hadn't. I was going to contact Act Blue today, and now I hear that Bernie Sanders is suspending his campaign. When you use the word suspend, it gives the impression the campaign is taking a break, but this is not the case. Bernie Sanders is quitting. I've been a Bernie Sanders fan for 10 years. I'm in that small minority, that 1% of people who knew who Bernie Sanders was before he ran in 2015 against Hillary Clinton. I began sharing his message on social media immediately. Bernie was very easy on Hillary in 2016. He ran a very positive campaign, focusing on the issues. As successful as he was in 2016, ultimately he didn't win. And I was hoping that he had learned some important lessons this time around, like I had. I didn't do as much as I could have in 2016, so this time I pledged to give as much money as I possibly could and share his message relentlessly on social media and in the public square, including group therapy sessions. And that concludes the teleprompter portion of the program. So Bernie Sanders... Okay. So Bernie Sanders is a great man, would have been a great president. And he just thought, I just have to be nice. I just have to be honest. I just have to be a good guy, and people will understand. And I just have to fight for the right policies. No, you have to call them out. Amazing guy, would have been a great president, horrible politician. Donald Trump, not a good president. Not as bad as George W. Bush, but not a good president. Amazing politician. That's the difference. And he just couldn't get it over the goal line, and he just became too friendly with corrupt factions of the Democratic Party. And what I mean by that is the entire Democratic Party. They're all corrupt. So where do they go from here? Who's going to take that baton? Who's going to take that mantle? A lot of people might say you need to pluck someone from progressive media, one of those big hosts that you know you can trust. Jimmy Dore, Kyle Kulinski, Cenk Uygur. I propose Joe Exotic. Now, I'll tell you why Joe Exotic. He's currently sitting in a prison cell somewhere. But this is a man who has unbelievable charisma, someone that you know will fight, and someone that you know has had struggle. He doesn't like the system, and he doesn't like PETA. That's important. Okay, I'm kidding. So... he had to attack. He had to be aggressive. He had to talk about Joe Biden's son being on, the board of that energy company in Ukraine with no experience, collecting money. You know that Joe Biden positioned him on that board. You know that Biden has a history of horrible legislation, the crime bill, the RAVE Act, fighting with segregationists, and on and on and on. And really, what's the only difference between, what are the two differences between Joe Biden and Donald Trump as far as policy is concerned? Maybe Joe Biden would get this country back in the Iran nuclear deal as it was before the Trump administration, and maybe they would get back in the Paris Climate Accord. That's it. Joe Biden, his brain's deteriorating. Anybody that voted for Joe Biden should be absolutely ashamed. Look at the climate. They've said that we have less than a decade to make drastic changes as far as fossil fuel consumption. It's not happening. Bernie Sanders didn't fight hard enough, and that's it.